Okay, this time we're gonna learn how to make an iPhone countdown timer in 5 minutes. Okay. All right, in HTML, you see that I just have a very basic main tag, couple of input tags, and an on click that's gonna pass in the values from these inputs. Notice that mins.value is coming from the IDs. IDs in HTML are saved as variables inside JavaScript, in case you didn't know. All right, so now here I have these stylings just so we can get everything in the center. I have the main div and my interval is null because we know we're gonna need intervals. Okay, function start is gonna take in minutes and seconds. Let me console.log everything first, making sure that our app is actually running correctly. Okay, let me move everything over. If I do 11 minutes and 1 second, we get that on the right. So we know that everything's going well. Okay, I'm gonna paste this in. Now you see, when I click start, the main div's inner HTML is now going to be this, right? And the value we get was from the on click here in HTML. All right, so now we have that, but how do we make the counter go down? Because right now, if I do 1 and 2, we have 1 minute and 2 seconds, but it's not going down. To make it go down, we know we need to change my interval to a set interval. And I'll use an arrow function. We want this to run every 1,000 milliseconds. Okay, so now I just want to show you something cool. Remember when I said JavaScript remember HTML's IDs if there's no dashes or spaces? So that means you can copy sec counter here, and that's gonna get your HTML tag. Okay, then you can do text content minus minus. And the minus will actually convert strings to numbers and then minus it. Okay, let's do 1 minute and 3 seconds. You see how it's counting down? Now we see our first problem. It's going to negatives and the minutes are not going down when the zeros hit 0 seconds. So that's our only two other problems that we have to take care of. Let's take care of the first problem. So I can do, hey, if the seconds counter right here, if its text content is double equals to 60, right? I mean to 0. Okay. So that means our counter just got to 0 seconds. When we get to 0 seconds, we need to reset our counter to 60 seconds. Right. All right. So now let me try 1 minute and 3 seconds again. 2, 1, 0. And then it comes back to 59 seconds. How cool is that? All right. And then now we also have to check when our seconds are 0, we have to check if our minutes are also 0, and then we can decrement that. Okay? And then you need another nested if. So if min counter dot text content is greater than 0, which means it's not 0, right? So that means we can now decrement the minute counter like that. And then else means everything is done. So the minute counter is at 0. The second counter is also at 0. We are done. And then I would just do alert, we done, and then clear interval, my interval. Let's see how this works. All right, so I'll do 0 minutes and 3 seconds. 0, we get the we done. And then when we click, this is kind of ugly, right? We get 59 seconds again. What if we want to go back to the original timer? So instead of display none, I'll show you guys something else. I'll do const temp is equal to main div dot inner HTML. And you can do this because inner HTMLs are basically just really long strings. So you can actually do that. And then down here, you can just say, was it main div dot text content is now equal to, not text content, dot inner HTML is now equal to temp. All right, so let's try this again with 0 and 2 seconds. Okay, we get that we're done. If we click OK, we get our new timer restarted. And then let's see if this still works. 1 second, 0, and the minutes go down and the seconds reset. So everything's working perfectly.